Fucking boo.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Fucking Boo Bombing Stories with Jay Hollingsworth. I am your host, Big Irish Jay Hollingsworth. And today we have one of my favorite human beings in the world, the nicest guy in comedy, Mike Coletta.
Oh, thank you. That made me sound like I am not funny at all. Which, in this is true.
That is so true, though. Like when somebody's like, hey, this comic Mike Coletta, and like, oh, is he funny? Like, man, he's really nice. You're
He's
like,
a really
oh,
nice
yikes.
guy. You're just like, yeesh, I'm not gonna have him open for me. Ew.
No, you're nice. You're very likable on stage, likable and lovable, and you're very funny, Mike.
Oh, thank you, Jay. It's so nice.
But just not for this story.
But not for this. Oh, certainly not for this story. I'm so excited to tell this because I love bombing stories. Like, I love it when people share them with me, and like, so this is fun. This is good for me.
So hit me.
All right. So, you're familiar, Jay, with a Tribble run?
Oh God, yeah.
The Tribble is a booker, and he books these runs. And like, should I explain what it was? Is that a good thing to explain? Traditionally,
see, that's just so you know. And you can tell if you have friends or whatever that this isn't just. It's bombing stories. It could be a bombing story when you had to speak at work, or it could be a date that you bombed. But the one thing that it's best with comics telling bombing stories is because we talk for a living and we paint a picture with our words. That's usually what happens when somebody's telling their bombing story as a comic.
Yeah. So like the Tribble runs are like, you used to go out and you'd do like 7 shows and they'd all be like 300 miles apart, but you'd make good money. But what they've become, because of just the nature of comedy, is you do like 2 or 3 shows and you're driving like 700 miles sometimes. And so I was with the very funny Gabe Rutledge. I love comic. Gabe, great comic, super funny. Check him out, right? And it's my first Tribble run. And we go to Pendleton, Oregon, which is a casino, and it's all right. I'm like, these Tribble runs aren't that bad. This isn't as bad as everyone says it is. And then we go to Klamath Falls, Oregon. And Klamath Falls is like a white trash town in Southern Oregon. I didn't realize this. One of my best friends is from there. Like, his family's from there. And I just had to be like, dude, this place fucking ruined my life. We get there, there's no hotel for us, so we have to like figure that out. So we get a hotel.
Oh, dude.
The show is at a bowling alley.
Dude, okay, so I was gonna, before you finish or keep going, I was gonna give a shout out to a joke about Earl Skakel.
Yeah, I know who Earl Skakel is.
Okay, Earl Skakel has a funny joke about Tribble runs. He says it's usually like the guy will be like, hey, you're gonna feature for this guy. The gig's in Boise. You just got to pick up the headliner in Tampa, Florida, and you should be fine. And he was talking about that one of the parts of the run was he went somewhere and they didn't have the room, and so like Tribble or somebody told him, go to the bowling alley and you can chill there while they get the room or something like that. It was some weird fucking thing, and Earl was like, you better get me a room now or I'm not fucking doing this. So sorry, it's at a bowling alley.
I should also mention that is the one good thing about Tribble runs is you do get a hotel. Like, in theory, if you play your cards right, you will make money on these Tribble runs. Still,
in theory,
in theory, the key is like how much money you're going to spend to buy the sadness away while you're out there. So it's at a bowling alley. The owner of the bowling alley, I think it was the manager, comes up to Gabe and I, and he's like, "Man, you should have been here last week. There was 200 people here."
Which is the kiss of death as a comic. It was the
quintessential, like, everything bad happening at once. And I'm like, oh no, here we go. And he's like, here's the showroom. And the showroom is just the other side of the bar. So there's like where you buy your shoes. There's a bar. And then there's the showroom. But it's just an open space. Like a karaoke stage, clearly. And wide open. You can hear bowling is happening. Like 100%. Balls are rolling, pins are knocking, it's going down, right? And so we're like, okay, well, we'll see how this turns out. We meet the host, who I will only describe as Andrew Rivers if Andrew Rivers did a lot of meth.
Oh my God.
This is a very skinny, very strange, like white trashy man. And I don't mind saying this because of what he did to me. I don't mind saying this at all after what he did to me.
Good.
So he gets my name, he gets my credits, and I'm like, oh well, this guy's a professional. This will be fine. Even if there's no one here, it'll be all right. He's like, we're gonna start the show. And then I look at the audience, and there's 4 people in the audience. And I'm like, well, you know, I've done 45 for 2. That's like my record of like the fewest people with the most time I've done. It was fine. Let's just do it. We'll be fine.
You're a soldier. You're a soldier.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do the gig because I'm not afraid. You know, what's
You're
the worst
professional.
I'm gonna bomb. Whatever. Who gives a shit? I've done it before. So I go up there, and I'm on the side of the stage. He's about to intro me, and he goes, he does his set. It is not going well, and he's supposed to do like 10 minutes. He does like 4 in classic Triple Run hosting style. And then he goes, I'm gonna bring your next comic up here. His name is Gabe Coletta. Oh, Gabe Coletti. He called me Gabe Coletti. He didn't even get the Coletta part right. Your next comic is Gabe Coletti.
And I Italian.
Yeah, he made me even more Italian. And I told him my credit because we were in Oregon, Bridgetown Comedy Festival, because they might know it. We're in Oregon. He said the Bridgestone Festival. Like that famous tire festival. And then he brings me up. I just walk up there because he said my name first too. Like he did everything wrong. And I go up and I shake his hand.
Well, he didn't say your name. He said Gabe Coletti, whoever, you know, you're in Gabe Rutledge's love child.
He made our child. He put them together. Yeah. And then I get on stage. I start my set. It's just, I could tell immediately this is going to be a fucking slog, right? There's no one laughing. There's no one looking at me. Then to add insult to injury, the host gets off the stage, walks around the front, sits in the front row, pulls out his phone, and starts playing phone games in the front row. Yeah. Like bejeweled. Shit.
So you're trying to tell your fucking jokes and you're just hearing like bling,
and on top of that I'm hearing the crashing of the bowling alley and like so it's like I can't say it was totally silent because it was not, you know, like realistically. Right. But then I did like 20. I did the full time. I felt so, you know, when you just get like hot.
Oh yeah,
like
flop sweat.
Just the flop, the heat. Like I was just, if you put like a thermal camera on me, it would just been like bright red, just that hot like predator sense looking at me.
Right.
And I just ate shit for 25 straight minutes. I did my time. I called it. I got off stage. And then I was like, well, Gabe, have fun. He's like, it's okay, buddy. He's like, it's because Gabe's positive. He knows.
No.
But then Gabe goes up and he does fine. Like he gets them. And then more people show up as I'm getting off stage.
Of course.
So it's like I just ate my own dick on stage. And then Gabe goes up, and Gabe that's the one thing I have about Gabe. He is the most consistent comedian. Like, if you are looking to hire, that's why I'm like, if you're looking to hire someone in the Northwest, I've never seen this man bomb. He claims he's bombed. I don't believe it. I don't believe it for a second. And he gets them and he gets them in. I believe he still sold merch. Like he sold some merch. And I was just like, that was my first ever true, like hard road bomb. And like, and it was just so bad. And I went back to the hotel, and then we wake up the next day. We go to bed. We get in the car. We're starting our drive. It's like a 7-hour drive home, right? And a 7-hour drive back to Olympia, where Gabe lives, not even home. So we're going back to his house. And he's like, Mike, I'm glad I was here for your first triple run, and you were here for my last triple run.
Oh shit. And was it his last?
I think so. I think he is. I mean, I think he's still done gigs for Triple before, but he's never done like the full run because we have all done Jokers, which Triple ran for a while. So like that was, it was.
I just did Jokers like 3 weeks ago.
Dude, I'm booked to do it again in February. Yeah,
that's great. Yeah,
yeah. So and it just was really funny to me. I was like, man, I got like the quintessential arc of you do your first show in Triple Run. That's how you know it was only 2 shows. It was Pendleton and Klamath Falls. Pendleton, northeast corner of Oregon. Klamath Falls, south central Oregon. Like that's how separate they were, like 300 miles in between. Oh, we also drove through a forest fire to get there, like through the fire. It was everything we could have wanted.
Your bomb was combustible.
I know, right?
So, and of course, the way that was booked was you went northeast corner first and then south.
Yeah.
You couldn't go all the way to the bottom and then work your way back up.
No,
You have to
you had
go
to,
over here, go down, then
you
fucking
work your way down and then you drive home all day. Just the whole day is spent driving because we got to his place and then I had another like hour and a half to go in traffic on a Sunday, like through the base, through like Tacoma and all that shit. But yeah, that was my work. I don't even really remember the feel like what I said on stage. The only thing I remember about the bomb itself is how hot I got.
Oh yeah.
Like the temperature was like just it felt like I worked out when I was done because
and you can feel it. Like you can feel the sweat start forming, and
yeah.
you're like, I feel it. I notice this. Do they see it? Are they noticing that I'm sweating?
Yeah, you get like self-conscious. You're like, are they noticing me sweating up here? Or to them, it's like he's doing a show. And like, yeah, I just did my set. It's like, how your brain is in a different place.
Oh yeah.
And you're like in my mind, I was in the hotel room and I'm just saying shit that I've said thousands of times out of my mouth. And it's just like going on autopilot almost. I picture myself in a cockpit. I just flip the button and I'm just like, go to your happy place because this is going to be it for 25 fucking minutes. Just like, and there's nothing you can do.
No.
And it's just, and that was just the situation I was in. I think the quintessential thing is the owner being like, you should have been here last week, man.
Oh, dude, that's I if somebody starts to say anything about last week, I'm like, I don't want to hear it because you're gonna fucking jinx it. It was sold out. The guy got a standing ovation. It was the best show we ever had. Great. So this one's gonna suck.
Yeah, exactly. It's always that. Are you you've done triple runs before, right?
I've done triple rooms, but I've never been like where I go through triple and I do a run of the shows. Like actually I think the only triple room I've done is Joker's, but I always go through Max.
Yeah, and also the runs are kind of like 2 nights now. I think that was the run that was Klamath Falls and Pendleton, and I think now it's like Pendleton and Joker's. Like you do Pendleton and then you go up to Joker's.
Now, other than Joker's, have you done another triple run?
I done Pendleton again. I've never done Klamath Falls again, but I've done one nighters in Pendleton again. Because Pendleton's a cool gig because the show is probably gonna suck, but you get a buffet pass. And there's a movie theater built into the casino.
Okay.
And so what I didn't tell you about the Pendleton night that was really cool is Gabe and I bought sodas and we just filled them with beer, the cups with beer, and we watched Transformers Dark Side of the Moon, not realizing that's like a 3-hour movie. And it was us and one other person in there, just a dude by himself watching Transformers.
Now, what I've always, and it's funny what you were saying about like the sweats and like going through your set, because I'm trying to build this new hour and I've got probably 20 minutes. And I'm, when I'm like last night, I headlined LA Comedy Club, and it's like, I'm mixing in new stuff with the old stuff.
Yeah.
And the new stuff, it's not worked out. There's still tags I got to add, so that there's less lulls, and there's more laughter throughout the whole thing. But it's like, as you're doing it, it's not getting the same reaction as your tried and true shit. So in your head, you're just like, God damn it, I just fucking want this to fucking crush like the other shit. And it's frustrating, but it's also the thing that drives me. Like that's my favorite thing about stand-up is figuring out, unlocking the thing. Like night before last, I closed it out, and Kane's here, and Kane did guest spots, and he watched my set, and one of the new jokes, he gave me a tag. So then last night I tried the tag, and it fucking did great. And so I was like, great, I got some more meat to it. But what I wanted to ask you specifically, because I know you and because you're such a sweetheart, you're hilarious, but you are a fucking nice guy. I think everybody that knows you would say, oh, Mike's a sweetheart. So I want to know, getting heckled, have you ever snapped?
Oh, you know what? I have. I've told people to shut the fuck up. I definitely have. It was in I want to say it was the Oklahoma City Looney Bin. No.
Oh shit.
It was one of the Looney Bins. It was one of the Looney Bins. And it was like, this is how extreme I get though. I go, that's great. Thank you for sharing. Now shut the fuck up. Like it's still a jokingly thing. Like I can't
Have you
angrily be
snapped?
like,
Have you had like where you?
I don't know if I've ever like freaked out like Michael Richards style.
Well, well, yeah. Hopefully you don't go racist.
Yet, no.
Yeah.
But he was super. I mean, like I like angry in that sense though, because he
Oh,
was
yeah,
like
yeah.
super angry and like yelly too. But I'm like I've never like yelled at someone like that. I have like, oh no, that's not true. That's not true. Not true. Monica and I were on tour. We had just started going on tour. We're in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, and I'm doing my set and it's going well and I'm very happy. And then some fucking dickhead
There we go. This is what
dressed
I
up
want.
dressed up like Weekend at Bernie's Bernie. He's like a Weekend at Bernie's impersonator, starts walking across the window,
Oh,
like trying to steal attention from the comedy show. And I was just like, what the fuck is this guy doing? Like, I was legitimately like angry. And I got off stage angry. And Monica's like, yikes, geez. And I'm like, because that guy is like, heckling's one thing, but if you're trying to take the attention from the show for yourself, that's just fucking disgusting in my mind. Like, you should go fucking sit on Hollywood Boulevard as a Weekend at Bernie's impersonator. Don't be in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, walking across the window for attention because your life's this sad. Like, I don't need that shit.
Yeah, and what's he going to do if he gets that attention? It's not like he's going to say, "Okay, guys, everybody come outside. I'm going to do a set out here." No, it's literally what he's doing is all he's going to do, but it's fucking up your whole set.
Yeah, I think I remember being like, "What the fuck is this guy doing?" Like, I was legitimately like angry, like that guy, and that's the one time because every other time has been like like trying to be funny, shut the fuck up, you know, like, oh, that's racist, but shut the fuck up. Like, you change your emotion really quickly, so it's like funny. It's but the Weekend at Bernie's guy, I almost forgot about him, Jay. Thank you for bringing it up. I'm glad I could. Monica knows how angry I got too. I was fucking mad. I was so mad.
Dude, I had a lady. I was at Stir Crazy in Glendale, Arizona, great club, and first night shows went great. Second night, packed show, and the show's going great. I'm having a good set, and then this lady, I think I was doing the thing about I saying like I don't want to date young girls, and then I say not that a young girl would want to talk to me, right? Like a 21-year-old, and this lady, she said something, and I couldn't hear what she said. I think it was something like you could get a 21-year-old or something like that, which is basically what I just said, right? And so whatever she said, I go, what? And then I think she repeated it, and I was like, you must not have mirrors where you live. So then she stands up, and starts saying, make me, or no, she goes, make me. And I, again, you know me, I'm not one of those people that will be like fucking crushed, destroyed or whatever. But I'll just say I'm having a good set.
You're having a good set, yeah.
And so she stands up, she's like, make us laugh or make me. She either said make us or make me, and it was her and her husband. But she goes, make me laugh. I paid a lot of money, and I go, I think I've been doing that. I was like to the audience, and everybody's like, yeah. And then people are telling her to shut the fuck up. Then security comes. I was like, no, I think she's fine. At three different times, she stood up, started walking, talking. So finally, at one point, I called her a Karen. I was like, okay, Karen. And she goes, my name's not Karen. I go, no, but I'm sure it starts with a K. So, and then she left. And I'm going to text you she did a Yelp review right after she left. But you're
Karen fashion.
Exactly. And you're going to crack up because you know my set and my stand-up. She confused me with someone else's set because she was like, the comic was making fun of Jesus, and you should never talk about Jesus. It's fucking wild, dude.
So and she was just so drunk she doesn't even remember what happened correctly.
Yeah, she's a fucking idiot. But okay, so two parts. So for those listening or watching, Mike's going to come back on. He's got another bombing story. He's going to tell at a later date. We're going to have him back on here. But with this one, either it could be either the Klamath Falls one or the one in Idaho or both. What would you have? Actually, I want to know about the Idaho one. How would you have handled that differently, or what could you have done?
I think me snapping in the Idaho sense was bad because I have like a likable personality on stage, and
off stage, Mike.
Well, thank you, but I definitely opened the curtain on that.
Yeah,
a bit. Yeah. You know what I mean? And so
they're seeing behind the wizards.
Yeah, they're like seeing the like inherent narcissism inside of me as I'm like, this is my time, you know, like, and so I think I could have probably kept my cool and been like joking about it and laughing it off. But also, as someone who's done comedy for a while, you know, you got to shut that shit down early.
Yeah.
Because if you don't, and if you try to be friends with someone it can get very out of hand because it becomes like that comfort thing where they think, oh, I'm friends with the comic. It's fine. It's like, no, 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 no. Like you
Yeah.
fucking paid to be here. This is a show still. Shut the fuck up. Like,
Oh,
and so I think I could have played it off funnier, and in retrospect now, I could have said something funnier. You have that like running through your
dude.
head. You have like all the lines that you could have said after the show. You're just like, fuck.
Dude, I'm telling you, I'm just thinking about he's outside. You're inside. He's outside.
It's a giant windowed
So yeah.
wall.
So
And
you
I'm
can't
in the
really even
corner.
have dialect with him.
No, I mean, with the
dude.
crowd, I could have been like, just done some dumb shit or whatever in retrospect. But for the one show in Klamath Falls, though, I think I could have been more in the moment because, like I told you, I checked out and I went on autopilot and I just ran my set through like I'm reading it off a script because I was so upset that this is gonna be a bad show. It's not even worth my time. Now, and this is like 11 years into comedy at this point, like I'm realizing the best shows I have are the ones where I go off script a little bit and I break it and I'm having more fun being looser. That's like what I've done all year. Like this is my new, I know it's not a new thing and I should have been doing it a long time ago, but it's like, you can go off script and I'm having more fun that way. And if I'd have had that mindset in that Klamath Falls show, I probably would have still bombed, but I would have made a couple laughs happen. So it wasn't like the full on like horrible terror that it was.
And if you got a couple laughs, that's half of the audience you had there.
That's true. That would have been two people. Two of the four would have liked me. The host doesn't count. He's the fifth, but he doesn't count. Okay.
Yeah, he's playing Bejeweled.
He just wants to make sure he gets the highest level in Candy Crush or whatever bullshit he was playing.
Oh, what a cock.
Dude, he was also like that guy that was wearing like jeans and like a really crisp white dress shirt. I don't know why that drives me crazy. I don't know why. It's like commit to dressing nice, or not. And I was just like, that's why. Yeah, I always say he was the only reason he looked like methy Andrew Rivers is because of how skinny he was.
By the way, I'm going to read it here. Where is it?
The Yelp review?
Yeah. This was sent to me by the owner and manager of the club because he responded to it.
I love how the manager was probably just like, oh, fuck this lady, right? He was totally on your side.
I'll read you his response too. So her name is Laura Smith. Ooh, what a Karen name.
What a classic Karen name.
This was at 10:54 p.m. that night. So she had just left and got the fingers to a typing. She said, I did not enjoy my time at all tonight. Your comedians mocked God the whole night, and your head comedian called me out, and I stood up for the offense, and you asked me to leave. I gladly left as everything they said spoke against and mocked Jesus. This is what she wrote. Yes, we are all called to love everyone, but we are not called to hate the sin. I will never return again, of that you can be sure of, because in the things we are facing in our world, we can't just laugh at. We have to stand and give an account for all that we accept. I do not and never will accept mockery against our loving Savior, Jesus Christ, who does not accept our sinful nature, but calls us to live according to his word. So the manager responded with, you're not you apostrophe R-E first. Which is such a fucking
perfect.
I love it. And then he said, you're leaving out quite a few details from your story. You were asked to leave because you would not stop interrupting the show. You were politely asked multiple times to stop, and you refused. Love, Tom.
Yeah, good. Dude. That lady is there to be a keyboard warrior, clearly.
Oh, yeah.
She doesn't even care. Laura Smith is the whitest name.
Yeah, yes, exactly. Maybe Laura White. That would be
the Laura Smith, like, it's like, is she related to Joseph Smith? Is she Mormon? She could be Mormon.
Dude.
It's very possible.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, tell everybody where can they follow you? Anything you want to plug? This will come out tomorrow.
Oh, sweet. I have two podcasts. One's called Hug Life. I do it with Monica Nevi. I also have one called Codex History of Video Games. That's like clean, educational video game history. It's really good. It's really fun. And then I also am on Instagram, Twitter, at Coletta, MECOLETTA. ColettaComedy.com for all my dates. That's it.
You said I'm on an Instagram.
I'm on an Instagram.
Yeah.
Just one of them.
Yeah. I'm going to have Monica on here too. I'm going to hit her up.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, she's probably got some great ones because any comic that tells you they don't have a bombing story is lying, like just straight up lying. Like, and I think it's so funny.
Yeah. Follow Mike. Hit him up. Tell him you heard or saw him on the fucking Boo podcast. He's I love him. He's one of my favorite people in the world. And you'll like the ending of this, Mike. Hold on. Until next time, bon voyage.
Fucking boo.